Does asking for guidance necessarily prevent understanding? Cannot seeking help be a means of discovery of ourselves? If not, what is the sense of listening to you, K? Does asking for guidance necessarily prevent understanding? Cannot seeking help be a means of discovery of oneself? If not, what is the sense of listening to you, K? There is no sense. You're not listening to K. If you are actually truthful, you're not listening to K. You're listening to say where you agree or disagree. You're listening. In the process of listening, you are translating what he says to your convenience, to your conditioning. You are listening not to K, but to yourself, right? K is not talking about something extraordinary. There is something extraordinary from beyond all this, but he is not talking about that now. You are listening to yourself, right? As we said earlier, you are seeing yourself in the mirror. And you can distort the mirror or say, I don't like the mirror, I don't like what I see, and break the mirror, but you are still what you are. So you are listening not to K. You are not trying to understand what K is saying. You are actually listening to yourself. If you are listening to yourself for the first time, that's the greatest thing that can happen. But if you are listening to K, X, Y, Z, no, sorry, not X, Y, Z. If you are listening to K, then there are just a lot of words, a lot of reactions, and so on. That's so utterly, if one may respectfully point out, utterly meaningless, unnecessary. You have listened to so many things. Listen to the preachers, to the books, to poems. You listen to the voice of your wife and husband and girl and so on. Or you're casually listening. But if you give all your attention to listening, hearing, not only with the ear, but hearing much more, much deeper, then you will listen to everything. And you will listen to what K has to say. Either you live with it, it is real, true, actual, or it is something verbal, intellectual, and therefore very little meaning in our life. And the questioner says, does asking for guidance necessarily prevent understanding? Understanding of what? Chemistry? Mathematics? some philosophical concept, understanding Gorbachev. What do we mean by understanding? Please, the speaker is not trying to be rude. Or he's rude. Sorry, he's not trying. He's not rude. Just asking. What do you mean by that word understanding? First, and then we can relate that word to understanding, to bring about understanding through guidance, through seeking guidance. First, what do we mean by understanding? To understand. I understand French because I know some French, and I understand, the speaker understands Italian because she knows that. So there is an intellectual, verbal communication, right? That's one form of understanding. We use common language. You speak English, and the speaker speaks English. And the verbal communication, if we mean the same thing and not give that to the word different meaning, like Alice in Wonderland says, I give to the word what I want, meaning what I want. That you can do that too, but communication becomes rather difficult then. So what do we mean by understanding? A verbal communication, intellectual comprehension of a concept, of an idea, or understanding means actually listening to what another is saying. Not try to interpret, not try to change it, not try to modify it. Actually what he's saying. Not only intellectually, but all your being. With great attention. Then it's not merely intellectual or emotional, sentimental, all that kind of stuff, but you entirely you're there. Then there is not only a verbal communication, but non-verbal communication. And the questioner says, does asking guidance necessarily prevent understanding? Right? Why do I want guidance? About what? You answer me, those of you who follow these gurus and all the rest of it, churches and temples and mosques. What do you mean by guidance? Another fellow human being in different robes, with beard or non-beard, especially from Asia, India included. Why does one want guidance? Are you being guided now? Be simple, sirs. Are you being guided now? Or are we together investigating, exploring, communicating, saying, I don't understand what to do, and I say, I'll explain it. And then you say, God. And then you explain something to me. I say, yes, we are moving together. There is no guidance. You understand? Are we? We've had guidance, galore. Every newspaper, every magazine, every preacher, every priest throughout the world, is guiding us, telling us what to do, what not to do, think this, don't think that, surrender yourself, oh, don't listen to me, it's a reactionary. You follow? We are being guided, shaped, molded all the time, consciously or unconsciously. Here we're not guiding anybody, we're talking like two friends talking over things together. That is totally different. And guidance prevents understanding in the deeper sense of that word. Because I can't understand myself first. Look at myself, you're guiding me all the time, do this, don't do that. I'm not looking at myself, I'm telling, listen to what you have said. That means you become the authority, I become your slave. Whether it's psychological slave or slave to some other factor. These gurus with their ashramas, their places become concentration camps. They tell you what to do, how to salute, all that tummy rot. I'm not condemning, it is so. So, if we don't seek guidance at all, which actually prevents understanding of ourselves, then cannot seeking help be a means of or discovery of ourselves. Oh God, need we go into all this again? Why can't we be simple? Not in clothes, I don't mean that. Simple. See things as they are. Look, face things actually as they are. Instead of all this labyrinth of maze. Why do we have to go through all this? Except doctor, that's a different matter. Psychologically we are talking about. Why can't we be very, very simple and look at things as they are? Is our brain so incapacitated, so cunning, so desperately devious that it cannot see things, what is in front of their nose or eyes? If you are very, very simple psychologically, then that very simplicity has immense subtlety. Much more subtle than all the cunningness of the brain. But we are never simple. It's raining, it's raining. I am lonely, that's not a speaker. One is lonely, that's a fact. Why all this circus around it?